Today we're going to be making this Y2k inspired one strap tank top. It's got a nice ribbed texture to it and it works up super quick with thick fuzzy yarn. So if you've got some of that just lying around, you can put it to use on this project. You're going to need some yarn. For this example, I do use bulky weight yarn, but really you can use any kind of yarn because it's made to measure. This is the label off of the red one. I unfortunately don't have the label off the blue one. I don't know where either of these came from. You're also going to need a crochet hook. I'm using 9mm, scissors, measuring tape, and a yarn needle and stitch markers if you need them. So this design is worked in ribbed rows, so to do that it's worked in half double crochet in the back loops. You can really use any stitch, but just for this design I like to use the ribbing because it makes it stretch a little bit more. You can easily adjust the length of the top or the width of the strap. Step 1. Measure vertical length over the largest part of the chest. You will be working in rows, building the circumference of the top. You should be measuring based on the strapless half of the top as the strap side stretches slightly. To match the length of the example, I would suggest 9 inches tall for a bra size A and then an added inch for each letter size up. Step 2, measure circumference around the largest part of the chest. If you stick with working this top in back loops only, it'll have a nice stretch, so you can remove a couple inches from the measurement here if you want a more snug fit. So leave a tail that's twice the length of the desired height, and then you're going to start with a chain that is the desired height. You're working from the spine here with the starting tail at the bottom of the top. So your tail is at the bottom and you've got the chain of your desired height. For me, I wanted 9 inches, and for this yarn and hook combination, that means that I did 20 chains. So you're going to chain 1 and then you're going to work half double crochet all across in the back loops of the chain. So I have completed row 1. So you're going to chain 1 and turn, and then you're going to half double crochet across in back loops only. For row number 3, you're just going to repeat row 2 until you reach about half of your circumference measurement. You want to make sure that you are up to an even number of rows when you get to your halfway point. Okay, so I'm now up to a halfway point. As you can see, I've got my tail in the back and I've folded it over. So you're going to want to divide your current number of rows by 4. So I've got 16 rows here, and divided by 4, that means that I'm going to have 4. So I'm going to make 4 more rows before I get to the strap. And I'm going to increase at the top point of each of those rows. So you have your starting tail at the bottom of the back. You are at the front working at even number rows, so your working tail is at the top. You will form a loose chain from here. A 12-inch chain would be a good standard length, but you can try on and measure to make it more precise. So here's the length of your strap. You're just going to chain 1, turn, and work down the chain, and keep working into the back loops only of the last row of the shirt. When you get to the bottom, you're just going to chain 1 and turn, and then you're going to half double crochet across the shirt and the strap in back loops only. At the top, you're going to chain 1 and turn, and then you're going to half double crochet across the strap and the shirt in back loops only. You can repeat the last 2 rows for a wider strap. So we are going to end up placing as many decreases as you had increases. So when you get to this point, you're going to chain 1 and turn and half double crochet up the shirt in back loops only, and you're going to do that for as many stitches as your last increase row. You're going to chain 1 and turn, and then you're going to place a decrease into the top stitches. and then you're going to half double crochet across in back loops only. And you're going to go down and then back up again, and then you're going to place another decrease right there, and you're just going to put as many decreases as you had increases. Continue working rows of half double crochet in the original number of stitches until the shirt totals twice the number of rows as counted at the halfway point. For example, if the halfway point was 16 rows, and now after the strap and last rows, the total rows are 32 rows. And then you're just going to go ahead and fasten off. So here's how it looks from the back. If it's going to be visible, you'll want to do all your seaming with the shirt inside out, but for me, it wouldn't be that noticeable, so it doesn't matter too much. So you're going to fold it in like this. You're going to use the bottom tail to seam up the back. You can use a whip stitch or a mattress stitch. And then the strap is just going to fold straight back. You do want it to be straight. If you'd like to make it more towards the middle, you can, but for the most part, this is how it's going to be folded over, and then you're just going to use your finishing tail to weave in there and sew that together. So this is how much I'm left with. I started with 1.5 skeins, and now I have about a half skein left, so I think I used about a full skein on this shirt. It'll probably be the same for like a extra small or a small, making a cropped one, maybe 2 skeins for a medium, 3 skeins for an extra large, and so on. Might be longer if you do choose to extend the length of the top. So here's the finished look. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Be sure to tag me if you create a piece like this. I would love to see it. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy.